Operators in Python. So operators are basically used to perform some operations on operands. Let's understand what is operands and how operators will be helpful in Python and what are the operators we can use in Python. Here you can see if I put a is equal to 10, b is equal to 22. So a and b will be operators, and when I say a plus b, here a will be operand, b will be another operand, and this plus will be an operation that we are telling system to perform addition of these two numbers. So operations are get performed with the using this operators, and they will be helpful to manipulate your data. So let's understand what are the operators available in Python. Yeah, first operators will be arithmetic operator, which will be used for the arithmetic operations like addition, subtractions, division, multiplication. These are some arithmetic operators. Next we have is the assignment operators. These are the operators which we will be using to assign some values. So these are the few examples where equal, plus equal and minus equal. These are the few examples of assignment operator. The next one is comparison operator. So when we have some comparison between a and b, a is greater than b or a is less than b, those kind of things we will perform here in the comparison operators. Next is the logical operators. Logical operators are mostly used in a conditioning where we want to make sure that condition a and condition b or condition a or condition b, this kind of operators and or not are considered as a logical operators. Next one is the identity operator. So Python also provides this identity operators which will make sure that two variables are referring to the same object or not. That way we will be able to identify those variables, so that we use as a is or is not operators to identify those things. The next point is membership operator. So when we have some set of data, so whether the particular variable in that set of data or it's not in that set of data, this kind of membership we will identify using these membership operators. The last one is the bitwise operator. So we have some bitwise operators and or not. This kind of some bitwise operators are also getting used in the Python. Let's understand all these operators one by one in the console. So here we as previously we explained, a is my one variable, b is my another variable, and I'm using arithmetic operation plus to print that addition of these two variables. So let me put this inside print and we'll run this code and we'll see how it works. Yeah, you can see the addition of a plus b is displayed here. Now if I just put instead of b, I'll put minus and run this, you can see it's coming as a minus 12. So if I perform multiplication, run this code, 220. So these are the arithmetic operations you can use between those operands, and you can check it how the arithmetic operations works. Next one we had is assignment operator. So right now my a is 20 and b is 22. If I here this equal is sign of an assignment, that I am assigning this 10 value to the a and 22 value to the b. Now let's see if I put a plus equal 2, and now I'll print what the value of a will come. Let me run this code. Yeah, here you can see it's coming as n 12. So ideally when you are using this assignment operator plus equal to, so how it works is a equal to a plus 2. So this statement is nothing but a is equal to a plus 2. Similarly, if you put here subtraction sign, so it will minus from 10 to value and you will get 8 value. Let's run this code. You can see it is coming. So only all arithmetic operations we can directly use here with the assignment operator when we are going to perform with the same variable. Okay. Now let's understand what are the different comparison operators we have. Now if I want to compare if A is less than B. If A is less than B, print B. Okay, print B, else print if A is less than B, print A, else print B. So we are going to print whichever is the lesser one. If A's value is less than B, it will print value of A, else it will print value of B. So this is called a comparison operator. Let me run this code. Here you can see it's printing 10 because A will be replaced with 10. So the actual operation will happen like 10 is less than 22. Is this condition true? If since this condition is true, we can see the value of A is getting printed. So similarly, we can use the other operators as well, like greater than, or we can say greater than equal to, less than equal to. So these are the some operations we can use with the in the comparison. So it will compare both of the variables and it will print those, or it will perform whatever operations we have next to that. So this is the comparison operators we have. Next one is the logical operator. So when we are saying there are, if we have in a condition, if you want to print more than two condition, and if you want to use and or kind of a combination, then these are the few logical operators we use. One example I can see is if A is equals to 10 and B equals to equal to 10. If both A and B are having same value, print equal, else print not equal. So here we are using this AND operator. This is the called logical operator. So it will make sure that if my both the condition 1 and condition 2 both are correct, then only it is going to come inside this loop. If I put here OR, in that case it is going to compare only one condition here. If one of this is true, then it is going to execute this. So these are the logical operators we use, and, or, and not. So you can just simply put not and you can give your condition. That way this is how it will get executed. Let's understand the next one, which is the identity operators. Sorry. So identity operators, generally when you define a variable A and you put the value as a 10, now my B is 22, and if I print here, I can compare with identity. If A is B, print equal. Let's run this code. Okay, run this. Okay, now this is not going to print equal because my A is pointing to reference, my A is pointing to value 10, whereas B is pointing to 22. Since these are two pointing to different variables, different values, we can see that A is B is false variable, so it's not printing. Now one thing I can do is, like, I'll put B is equal to as well 10. So initially how my code will execute, first A will be pointing to object 10, B will be pointing to object 22. Now I am pointing B to 10, so that time B will also pointing to same object. If in that case, if I say if A is B, it should return equal. You can see, right? So this is how it works. However, this value this is or is not, does not work with the list operator, because list will be like, it will get changed, right? If I have L1 and if I have L2 both lists, it might be possible that whatever values I have in L1 right now, it is having same in L2, but I can do some modification in L2 which might not be there in the L1. That is the reason we can't use this variable into list. Okay, next operator we have is membership operator. So membership operator will identify whether they are part of the same list or they are not part of that list. So let's see some example here. So to understand membership operators, let's take one example. I have created one list L1 and it is having some values 1, 3, 4 and 6. Now if we want to print, if we are giving some print statement like this, print, okay, I'm gonna print if 1 in L1. Okay, so this is what we are going to print, 1 in L1. So when you are using 1 in L1, if this condition is true, that means my 1 is in list 1, it is going to print some boolean values, else it is going to print. So you can see 1 in L1 is going to return true because 1 is part of this list. Now if I replace this with let's say 5, because 5 is not part of this list, and if I run this, this is going to return my false because 5 is not in L1 list. Suppose if I add 5 here, 5, and now if I run this condition, it is going to return true. So this is how in and not in works. The next one is the bitwise operators. Let's understand how bitwise operators works. Okay, to understand bitwise operator, before we start working on doing some bitwise operation, let's understand how it works. So I am having one variable a is equal to 2, b is equal to 3. So if I put them in a bitwise presentation, this is what we can see here. So bitwise value for 2 is 1 0 and 3 will be represented with 1 1. Now when we are using AND operation, bitwise AND, what will happen is when 1 1 value will come as a 1 and 0 1 will come as a 0. So before we start doing that, let's understand how this bitwise operators works. So I have two variables, variable 2, and I have assigned one value, a as a 2, b as a 3. So when we convert this 2 into bit value, it will come as a 1 0. For the 3 it will come as a 1 1. So how AND operates, AND will replace whatever you have with AND will be like when we have 1 1, the condition it will come as a 1, and when we have 1 0 it will come as a 0. In that case this value is coming as a 1 0, which is 2, and or will be like whether one of this is 1, it will come as a 1. So 1 1 will come 1 1 0 is also coming 1, which will represent 3. So let's understand whether we will be getting the same result here. So we have a and b. Now if I do a and b, okay, so this is my bitwise operator and let's run this. Yeah, now it's printing 2. So instead of and, if I put or, and if I run this, it will give me 3. Similarly, there are some other operators we have in the bitwise operators. You can try it. One of them is not operator. It will work only on one variable. So if I put not a and if I run this, you can see the result as a -3. There are also some other bitwise operators we have, that is bitwise shift, whether it is a right shift or a left shift. These are the few examples we have. So we can try one. Okay, this is bitwise shift by 1. Now let me run this. See, now the value is coming 1. These all operations you can perform and test, but yes, these are the few operations we can perform using the bitwise operators.